How you doing, Ralfy? Ralfy Customs. Big love, everyone. Me fucking thumb. I'm gloves off. It's like, oh, it's a balmy 5 degrees in here today. 6 degrees. Still see my breath. But I've not had my gloves on. And part of the reason is that this plaster's all right. I've got steri strips, if you know what they are. They're like a sticky suture-based thing over the arm. But big love and thanks for the concerns. People said about swelling and infection, and the truth is it was fucking bruised. That's what the swelling was from. It had an alright whack, like the blade flicked round. The polisher grabbed it, spun it round and whacked me on the back of the hand with it, basically. It caught across this bit of my thumb line. But rest assured, everything's good. And the offending article has been made safe and surrendered to the appropriate authorities, because that's the right thing to do, ain't it? Right, vlog. So we've stalled. That's who's been. We've fitted and fettled, and follow the series if you want to see the updates, but we're stalled. We're waiting for billet alley for the forward plates and stainless for the sissy bar, and the exhaust, and we've got the forks. The fork tubes came, they're in that package, so they can go back together, but we're stalled. Now, exciting news from me is I've got my disc spacers done and fitted, like so. And as scabby as you can't even see, I don't think I can get in there. The calipers and their hangers need a clean, and I've got new pads. I'm not sure what to do about these. There's a few fasteners like this. I could do with some fucking chroming doing or something. Something like that. We'll see. So that's happy days. That's great news. And again, if you follow that series, you'll have seen the progress we made with the top yoke. Now we've got to machine it around dot to dot. Yeah, and then come down 25, whatever that is, 15 mil. 10 mil, can't fucking remember. But this is 25, that's 40, so 15. Come down 15 mil in that round with the ball nose end mill. Or in the lathe if needs be. If can't quite fucking get it. Oh, the joys! So I've got some de-chromed aluminium. It's been stripped in a de-chroming bath by a third party. A friend of a friend. But he couldn't do the wheels. And the reason he couldn't do the wheels is that these parts are steel, whereas the wheels are an alloy, and it fucks it up apparently. So there you go. So I've been tasked with the job of using the longest fucking breaker bar I own to try and remove these fucking fasteners. Instead of them fucking doing, I've already cracked them and turned them a bit. And now we're on the high torque fucking battery powered. If that locks up, we'll go to air. To air. You want to turn the wheel on? Hey. I'm hoping. If you remember on our Dean's big red thing, I'll try and link to that as well. There's going to be a lot of links in this. I'll put cards up and you can tap them and it comes up in the sidebar or underneath or whatever, depending on your application. But fucking hell, these are incredibly tight. I'm hoping these aren't the same. Oh my God. Oh my God, here we go, here it comes. Woohoo! Yee, compressor's kicked in, but there you fucking go. Now that comes off, and so should that. I need to, like so. So, bolts are out. I can only think that the bolts fucking, don't know, because there's no fucking steel in here, no iron in any of this. There you go. So, they're out, that's stripped. I reckon they can fucking dechrome that now. So that's another one off the list. Got the same to do here. I need those bolts out that are right down there, and I don't think I've got anything that's gonna fucking reach. I have to get an extension on, which means we lose a bit of torquage, but there you go. And we're back on my yoke. I'm desperate to get this done, like this, coming together. Bless it. Paintwork's off, so I feel spurred on. Not spurred on. I want to get ready for the paintwork, although it's not vital. What I want to show you here is I'm just roughing out. I've used the bandsaw in vertical mode to chop out, rough out these bits. It's quicker than milling them off, and excuse me, it results in some salvaged material. Waste not, want not. So what I'm doing now, I'm chopping out between these holes and truing up to this line. And if you know John at John's workshop, he showed this fucking brilliant method. What we're doing, we've got two holes and we want to put a line between the two that's parallel, it fits. So we get two dowels or drill bits or end mills in my case that go in there. They don't need to be perfect fit in the hole, but they both need to be exactly the same size. And then we get a stand. In this case we've got a 1, 2, 3 block and a parallel. Or you could jump it up on a vise. I did. Look, so jump it up on a vise. They both sit on there, look. We know that there's a gap here. We're not pivoting on that. That's touching. It's quite firm actually, that is. And that's touching as well. So that cannot fail but to be parallel to the vise. And the vise is parallel to the bed. And the head is square to the bed. So what we can do is just trust that we've got it right, and we can machine away like we have there. Yeah, so I've put myself a flat on just for the sake of it, and to see the finish that I'm getting with that cutter, and it's not perfect, to be fair. I'd like a nicer finish. I might change my cutter, but the setup will remain the same, and we'll do the same on this side, and we'll flip it over. And although that's square, I've left that square on purpose so I can grip it in the vise if I need to. We'll apply the same method to this to get this bit out, and we'll do that as well before we get it on the rotary table. Happy days, thanks John. That's really, really, really fucking helpful. Okay, regular viewers will be familiar with Queen Mary when I'm cranking the handle on the milling machine usually to lower or raise my bed. Well, that's all the handle does, so it's going to be one or the other. Now, I've sussed it, I think. Famous last words. Get off there. What I've had, I've developed a click. When you turn the handle to a certain position, it was clicking. It was like clunk, clunk, and it was the same every time. So, I'm going to try and show you this. I might need a fucking torch, but I pulled the fucking handle gear out. Look. come on. It's a bit odd one-handed. There we go. Look, and what we've got is a crown and pinion affair. Let's fucking get a torch. Get a torch, hold on. Bear with. Oh, I've got a torch now. There's a crown wheel down there, down the hole. There you go, massive big crown wheel, and that works this worm drive. So we've got a worm and pinion going on. When we crank that handle, that rack, it's not called a rack, is it? It's called a pinion. Turns the crown wheel. Look just like your differential in your car. If you've got rear wheel drive, or trucks use it. When you turn this, it turns that big wheel, and that big wheel turns that centre drive. Look, if I can show you, it's back together of sorts. Like that. It's tricky one-handed. You have to. It's all hanging off this one casting. There's no support down the other end, and it's not the easiest thing to get together one-handed. Hold on, I'll get it back together. So what had happened, a bit of shit had got on between the two, like, and when you turned it, it went clunk. There was a movement, you could feel it. It was horrible. But look, there you go, this, he was turning that crown wheel. That gear on the end of this shaft, he's turning the crown wheel, and that's got a gear through the middle of it. It's got the corresponding worm drive for that rack and worm. Not rack, fucking pinion. It's cold. Crown and pinion. We've got feeds through to worm drive. When you turn the handle, it turns out and screws it up and down, just like a press works. So yeah, hopefully no more cream air, certainly no more clunking. That's fix it. Give it a right good clean, give it a right good lube, because we all need a bit of that sometimes. And Bob's your fucking right. So we've got the upside down forks for Dan. We need them dechroming, and the dechromers can't handle it when you've got dissimilar metals, when you've got a bushing in there. With the alley, but the problem is we don't know what fucking size it is, so we're gonna have to go in with the bore gauge. I think he's had a measure. Well, I know he's had a measure, but I can't remember what size he came up with. Hold on. I'm just trying to fucking do this one-handed to show you, but it's not going to work. So basically, we're gonna snap that gauge, then we're going to take a measurement inside over to the mic and report back, and then hopefully you can get these bushings. And I can try, I don't know how you fucking get them out, some hook tool that I don't have that you can get behind it with, slide hammer it out or similar. So that's what we're on with. The worst are stripped, as you saw, ready for dechroming. Got the bolts out. The problem is that the acid bath would destroy the ferrous metal and lead to structural failure in the case of the wheel hubs, you know. You might struggle to get them out and they might break on you. And the same with this bushing. And dare say it makes a fucking mess of his tank, but it's probably sludged up to fuck anyway, being as it's a stripping tank. I'm going to measure that with a snap gauge, and hopefully he can get them, and if he can get them, I can get them out, then they can be dechromed, ready for painting. Sorted. Righto, so we've bore gauged, or snap gauge, however you like to call these things. Look, it's really difficult to demonstrate, but we snap it open on the wonk, and then we pull it through, which gives us the internal diameter, and then we go on with a micrometer like so, and what that has given us in every single case I've done it is 42.05 of a millimeter. So you can look into getting that and getting them and getting it sorted. Sneaky peek of where we're at with the yokes. I've got to step in and turn that light off for you. got the step in, look. That's going to be the underside, going to be level with that machine surface, so a bit pokes out the bottom if you like, and this will carry all the way through. But I've run out of tool. I'm awaiting a long series milling cutter. It's not here, but they'll be done. Getting on with that, and what I'm doing is mirroring this really. See, look, on the standard bottom yoke that sticks up, so we're kind of copying that a little bit. We are absolutely full to capacity. Our Roger's come in. Look at this what gorgeous looking boy. Our Roger bought this from a friend of his the end of last season. He's rode it 40 mile, and he's in for a few bits and bobs. Now, this one, Vera, and our Tony's little W650. Look, a gorgeous fucking little thing. Look at that. It's had the exhaust made elsewhere because I don't do exhaust for other people because you're a fucking pain in the arse. A very specialist setup that I lack the skill set, experience and equipment to make to like that. Look at that, fucking all in house. All the bends, silencer, everything made in house. Gorgeous. Anyway, they're next month's fucking jobs. Really. So this month's coming to an end. There's a week left, and what I've been doing, I've been bashing me bollocks in the fucking door trying to get this done for our dads, or the fabrication done, and of course my fucking Triumph build. If you follow along, you'll have seen the trials and tribulations of disc adapters and speedo deletes. I've ordered a gorgeous GPS speedo. The top yoke is absent because it's offered my engineers having the slots put in for the pinch bolts. I couldn't do that. I tried and failed twice and thought rather than fuck it, take it to a man that can. What I'm struggling with now is the fucking, where to put this? It needs an expansion tank, you know, and my research has shown me that it's looking likely that it needs to sit higher than the radiator, although it's a sealed system till it gets up to venting, like, you know, till it pushes these caps up. So I'm on the fence about that, to be honest. I think this one's got a low pressure fucking action. It's got a bolt, I can't show you, but there's a spring under the ceiling here that lifts up and this expands when the water gets hot and swells. And then it expands, that liquid comes out of this and goes into a catch tank ready to be sucked in as it cools and shrinks, and this closes off again. It finds its equilibrium and away you fucking go. Like now, if things go tits up, it's got a vent here. This cap will lift and fucking spew it out if it's too much pressure going on, and so it should settle down. That's the plan, and that's how standard ones work, but they do have a slightly bigger expansion option. I'm hoping that goes with it, but I don't know where to fucking put it. It's not even this. My metalwork, my tins has become popular to say. We're not. Every time I hear it, my head goes, "Fuck off! You're not a fucking American, and it's not a car." So my tank and mudguard, I've gone to our toner to be painted. I'm really excited. I'm having to borrow his to eyeball it up. So there you fucking go. So anyway, in a nutshell, there's nothing new coming in. You're going to see me doing mine. You're going to see me doing our Daz's. You're going to see me working on all of these through the following 4 weeks or so. Stay tuned, subscribe, give us a thumbs up. It makes a fucking world of difference, honestly. And I'll catch you on the next one. Lots of love, everyone.